Sir Crispin, wasn't it?
Sir Crispin Cole, my prince.
Ah, yes, apologies.
He knew the name.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
Hi there, I'm Paul, this is Kinetic Reactions, and this is my reaction for Season 1, Episode 2 of House of the Dragon. So last episode was rather interesting, and actually morbidly terrifying in the Queen dying from childbirth and how much they portrayed of it, and what they had to do to cut it out of her. I can't even imagine the pain, and apparently they had no way to put her under first. I guess that would threaten the baby. And of course, the sad thing of that is the baby died anyways, and it was a son. It was like fate conspired against Viserys, the king, in order to rob him of a son. But because he wanted it so much, he had to get a son and then lose it. And only then was he able to appreciate that he has an heir, and it was his daughter, Rhaenyra, right there in front of him the whole time. And I guess that's going to be the story, in my view, is Daemon, his brother, the king's brother, is going to want the throne, and of course he's exiled now to Runestone, I believe it was, and he was in the bar after the death of the queen and the king's son, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to be king, I am the rightful heir. And the thing is, he kind of is the rightful heir, at least in terms of tradition and precedent, but a queen could work just fine. So in that case, I guess it's more of a question of, is Rhaenyra going to be a better leader? She probably will be. It's kind of hard to say, because you don't really know her yet. Although there was an interesting scene with Viserys, the king, and her talking together in the face of the dragon that was dead, and he wanted to know what she thought dragons really meant. And I thought it would just be about power, but no, it's about legacy, and understanding that no one really controls a dragon, which is true. You just have influence if you're a Targaryen. But it's kind of like an owner that has a well-trained dog. Even if you have it well-trained and it knows you, there are situations where you won't be able to control it. You have to keep that in mind all the time and never forget it. They are their own beasts, and they're very intelligent. As far as I understand, dragons in Game of Thrones, world are very intelligent. So that's where we are. The throne is probably going to be contested. Maybe not in this episode, but I'm guessing that's going to be the drama leading up to the end of the show, or the season. I'm assuming there's going to be more seasons, but I guess we'll find out and see how this one ends first. Okay, let's get into it. It's a proper introduction now. It's still the Game of Thrones theme, but it's a different visual. A lot of blood. This reminds me of in Diablo, the cinematic, where they had to use blood to open the door. I'm guessing this signifies a kind of betrayal that's going to happen. Bum, 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 bum. House of the Dragon, let's get to it. Crabs. Yeah, there was something about pirates in the first episode. And protecting shipping lanes, I'm guessing they didn't. Them being eaten alive by crabs?
Gently in his sleep. His remains are being prepared by the silencers.
Past fair trials.
It's interesting there's a ceremony to make her the heir, declared, but she's still just a cupbearer, so far, in council.
I want to know what is to be done about my ships and my men.
The crown will compensate you. The Seven Kingdoms have never entered open war with the free cities.
Oh, of course, the free cities of Bravos, I believe. Across the sea.
The king's own brother has been allowed to seize Dragonstone and fortify it with an army of his gold cloaks. From the crown.
I'll caution you, Lord.
Wait, half a year? Has it been half a year?
Not make you his equal.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though that Daemon didn't just go quietly in the night.
You have dragon riders, father.
There you go, speak up.
Send us.
There you go. They don't have the arbalest like in Game of Thrones, where they shot him from the air.
I only meant that we should at least...
Perhaps there's some better use for the princess's talents, Your Grace.
If she's gonna be queen, it's important that she has experience dealing with actual matters of state. I'm still processing that it's been 6 months, though. That's quite a jump already. But I guess it makes some sense. You need time to prepare a betrayal.
While traveling through the King's Wood on his way to King's Landing, Sir Desmond recently brought a would-be poacher to justice. He was the last mounted of 3 in 20 nights. So I'm
Standing him taller.
8 and 10.
Be welcome, Sir Kristen.
What are his accomplishments?
I fought for a year as a foot soldier against the Dornish incursions.
She likes that.
Houses such as Crickle and Mallister are important allies of the crown.
Yeah, it's all about politics.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat.
I get that. She wants the best fighter to actually defend him, not play politics. I mean, when it comes to the king's defense, I think that is wise. There's other areas that are of less importance to play politics. Her name is Allison, I think? Or Alicent? Otto's daughter?
Over 1,000 dragons, a navy large enough to span the sea.
1,000 dragons, man, that just processed them. That is truly an army that is unmatched, unrivaled, if you can influence them. But yeah, Otto sending his daughter in this manner to get close to the king, definitely playing a move. He's kinda giving me the vibes of Littlefinger. Maybe not as treacherous, I don't know.
It did when I lost my own mother.
Okay, she lost her mother too. Wow. In the same way, in childbirth?
There are times when I would rather face the Black Dread himself than my own daughter of 15.
Yeah.
I think she would open herself to you if invited.
I think so.
You have such an easy way about you, Your Grace.
Now, Viserys does seem reasonable so far.
No, Your Grace.
I wonder how Rhaenyra feels about Alicent and her father. Because clearly there's a move going on here.
What if your father were to remarry?
I don't know, I think Viserys is going to try to preserve her as heir. That's just the impression I get so far.
He chose you for his heir.
He didn't choose me, he spurned Daemon.
Yeah, there is an element of that. There was spite, but I don't think it's just that. I hope she doesn't truly feel that way. It's a cool little flame circle of candles. Sets a strong ambiance, that's for sure.
I know it sounds foolish.
I don't think it's foolish.
Well, she's a Hightower, but Rhaenyra's a Targaryen. They love fire. Maybe I am too, because I sure love fire too. I don't have the purple eyes. The curious thing we know about the gods in Game of Thrones, the Lord of Light and Fire is the only god that actually manifested in terms of, like, magical behavior. So is that the true god? I don't know, but certainly light, darkness, fire is a component of it. She seems really sad, yeah. Even though it's been 6 months, I mean, if you lose a mother, that's not all that much time. I would imagine. I haven't lost any parents, thankfully.
When I wish to talk with him, I know that I must make the effort.
I think he wants to as well, but he's just not accustomed to this. Alicent really seems to care, though. Very good companion to have, good friend.
I wish to apologize for the tenor at the small council today, Your Grace.
As king, it is my obligation to avoid war until such time it is unavoidable.
Yeah. Very measured. I like that. People are too easy to rush into war.
The king's brother, so disinherited, has claimed the Targaryen seat on Dragonstone without challenge.
That's the key, though. Daemon is the real... If you're looking from the outside...
At the moment, the crown is perceived as being vulnerable.
Yeah. You can't have someone else trying to profess claim to the throne. That's the key. Like, the shipping lane's important, too, but...
Join our families.
Oh.
I must admit, I haven't given marriage much thought.
The realm expects you to take a new wife sooner or later, Your Grace, to strengthen your line and produce more heirs.
I think it makes sense to get married again, but I think even if you have a son, you should still consider Rhaenyra as heir. She still has rooms to grow, give her some opportunity to show how she would lead or rule. Give her, pick her brain on matters of state. See what she's actually like. if she were in that position to make those decisions. Right now, you don't know. He really cares for her. I like that.
I loved your mother very much.
She knows that. Yeah. It's a surprisingly wholesome family, like so far from what I've seen. For Game of Thrones, I didn't expect this.
But in questioning them, I discovered that Sir Criston was the only man among them with true battle experience. Today at small council,
Paid no mind.
I thought I might have had some insight.
You're young.
But
You will learn.
I don't know. I guess he doesn't want her to actually be in that position. Or maybe it's just because she's still too young. She's just 15. Ew, that's... Oh my god. I guess those are maggots to eat away dead flesh. Necrotic flesh. Ugh. I don't like that. Wait, his digit? I thought it was on his back that he had... Oh yeah, because he was cut on the throne. So wait, is he just not healing properly all over? He must be really sick then.
He proposed a marriage.
To whom? Your Grace?
The Lady Lena.
Her father must propagate the royal line.
Not necessarily. He's stuck in the old ways.
You are the king, but I do not envy you.
True. And I think he doesn't want that for Rhaenyra. Not that she couldn't lead, but that it's such a burden. Maybe that's how he feels. So he's keeping her at a distance from the council and all that. Whoa, she is young. Oh my god. How old is she? Like 12? Or just short? I don't know. I don't know.
I imagine even dragons get lonely.
Yeah. They're intelligent creatures.
Is that what your father told you to say?
Of course it is. That's not what she really is thinking. I mean, she is so young, clearly. She's not even 14. Oh my god. That is crazy. I don't think he likes that. And yeah, Otto didn't want this because he's trying to position Alicent, his daughter, to be queen. That's my impression. But at least she's older, like, not this young.
my father is a king. It is his duty to take a new wife and strengthen his line.
I did not ask for a lesson in politics. I asked whether this bothers you. But I understand the order of things. I'm not sure you do.
It's politics, pragmatism, but it doesn't mean you have to like it.
His new wife will produce new heirs, and chances are better than not that one of those will be male. And when that boy...
No, because he's gonna die, isn't he? They keep showing that his wounds aren't healing.
When I'm queen, I will create a new order.
She wants to be queen. She has that fire.
They denied you, Princess Rhaenys.
Yeah. Of course she's bitter about that. The queen that never was, right?
Do you remind your father's men of that as you carry their cups?
Right. You gotta push more to be involved, or they're never gonna take you seriously.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
Maybe, I wonder... Is that gonna be Daemon with the torches? But she has the fire because she's a dragon. Yeah, and he doesn't want her to be attacked, of course. He knows that she'd be a good queen, but also that the world is not ready for that, or wouldn't accept it easily.
Good and kind queen will give comfort to your subjects.
He considering her?
Lord Corlys Balarion has offered the hand of his daughter, the Lady Lena.
He doesn't want it.
I must admit,
I mean, he
I don't know Lena very well.
understands a
I'm sure that she is good and kind.
political
She
value.
will enjoy your company, as I have, Your Grace.
He's no fool. He knows exactly. What's up with her nails? She's just very stressed or something? She keeps tearing them apart. Oh, she repaired it.
Recommend it.
That's sweet. I like that.
Your Grace, I've called the small council to an emergency session.
Why?
I think it best you hear it directly.
Something to do with Daemon? A dragon's egg.
The prince has invited you to his wedding, Your Grace.
What an insult.
Lady Missaria.
Yeah. Part of it too, he did, yeah, I mean, obviously, already taking Dragonstone is openly defying the heir declared. She doesn't like that. She, thinks of it, dragons as her children. Just like Daenerys.
I will go to Dragonstone and drag Daemon back to face justice myself.
Can't go himself.
Daemon is without limit. Let me go to Dragonstone.
But you have to answer this. You can't let it slide. Daemon is attacking the very heart and soul of a Targaryen. Ruler. Cannot be ignored.
You're the most comely girl at court. Why do you destroy yourself?
Right.
Will you see the king tonight?
If you wish it.
Oh, I like this ambiance. Somewhat gloomy. Dragonstone. I love this castle. The design of it is so cool. Very steep upward slope to make it almost impossible to attack. Surrounded by ocean on all sides without dragons, you can't possibly take this. There he is. With a wife that he finds attractive.
Your occupation of this island is at an end.
I don't think so.
You're to relinquish the dragon.
Sir Crispin, wasn't it?
Sir Criston Cole, my prince.
Ah, yes, apologies.
He knew the name.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
You've come for the egg.
Is he gonna give it?
Here it is.
No.
Even if it ends in the death of your unborn child and its mother.
Okay, this is getting intense. Is that the dragon that Rhaenyra was riding in the first episode? Oh. Man, that is well done. That's good CGI. I don't think you can do anything right now. Is that Rhaenyra? Yeah. So, dragon against dragon, would they actually attack each other? Probably not. It's kind of epic.
Take care not to startle Syrax, my lords. She's rather protective of me.
Yeah, the whole arranged marriage thing. She's not very happy about this.
If you wish to be restored as heir, you'll need to kill me.
I don't think he's going to. Or even try. He could, I mean, he could probably swing his sword fast enough, but I don't think he wants to. Not because he's afraid of retribution, I just think he likes her. To an extent. Just doesn't like that she has a claim to the throne right now. Okay, he gave the egg back. I didn't expect that. I wonder how that would go, dragon against dragon. I don't think they would actually attack each other. They would just burn each other's men to cinders, and then it's just dragons left. Wonder what Viserys is going to think about this, because I'm guessing she didn't have approval from the king to come here. She probably didn't even tell the king. That was a cool and tense scene, but only limited by the fact that I knew Daemon wouldn't do anything. Not to her.
You announced that we were to be wed?
On the morrow.
Oh, wasn't she the one in the first episode? I thought she was just, working.
I have been sold this property more times than I care to count.
That's terrible.
Homeland, I can no longer recall.
But yeah, you can't promise safety in this context. There's no...
Liberated. what?
Fear.
It's hard to be liberated from that. And certainly, this is not the right move to be liberated from fear, because these political games are not going to end well. Even if you win, it's never without loss. Usually very extreme loss. Usually the people you love. Oh, it's Alicent again. I do like her. She seems sincere. Even though she's playing a game she doesn't really want to. Maybe that's why she's picking at her nails.
As king, you have a claim on all things.
Does he know he's dying and then understands she's too young?
If you truly want my unencumbered opinion,
I do.
It was a strong move.
Your Grace.
And it's very hard to reject it.
Sate Lord Corlys and fix him at your side, permanently as an ally.
You can't disregard the potential of losing a good portion of your navy.
Your Grace.
Especially with tensions so high from Daemon.
Dragonstone?
Yeah, he didn't even know. I knew that. But Daemon isn't really dealt with. He still has Dragonstone. He just gave the egg back. He's going to be angry that she got involved. Yeah.
You are my only heir. You could have been killed.
A feat I'm not sure Sir Otto could have accomplished alone.
Not against a dragon, a fully grown one.
Without her, the Red Keeper's lost a warmth, and I dare say it will never recover.
No, but the warmth is still there. From your daughter.
To know that I'm not alone in my grief.
Definitely not.
Known better. I could never replace your mother.
He really doesn't want to.
No more than I intend to replace you as heir.
That'd be so weird. To have your father take a new wife that is younger than you.
Mother would have understood this. Just as I do.
But she mentioned to the queen that was, but wasn't, that she does want to be queen. She thinks she will be. And I don't think she knows anything about her father not being able to heal from wounds. He's kept that quiet. So I'm wondering what's in her mind. Does she think that he won't have a son, and she'll still be the heir?
I have decided to take a new wife.
Is it going to be Alicent?
I intend to marry. The Lady Alicent Hightower.
The one he likes more.
Before spring's end.
And obviously older. He is not going to be happy.
This is an absurdity.
And I am your king.
What did the spider say in Game of Thrones? How power is an illusion. It's a shadow on the wall. You gotta be careful. You're a king, but it's still just a title that people give to you. And if enough people lose faith in it, or if a very strong other power that commands other people, and navies in this case, decides to go against you. Okay, so now she's unhappy because she knows that Alicent, well, it's her friend, and she's older, so there's potential that she could actually have a brother right away, very soon.
Unlike every other lord of the realm, I can say that I built my house's high seat with the strength of mine own back.
It's respectable.
I've always thought of you and I as having been made from the same cloth.
Who is he talking to? Not Rhaenyra. Okay, Daemon, yeah. Interesting. I mean, yeah, obviously, this was gonna happen. He feels betrayed by the king, but this is very risky, nevertheless. So wait, did he go to Dragonstone? Okay, no. Neutral ground.
Nearest prince is feeding Westerosi sailors.
It's a terrible way to go.
I've been petitioning. If those shipping lanes fall, my house will be crippled.
I do think you have to defend those shipping lanes, for sure. even though they have support from the Free States.
Our worth is not given. It must be made.
Made, and in this case, taken. But he's wondering, how can I do this without harming Rhaenyra? He doesn't want to kill her, he had an opportunity. So here I'm wondering, obviously the realm now is in turmoil, so Daemon joining forces with the man Corlys that has the Lord Corlys, that has this army, giant navy. I think it wasn't all the navy of the crown, but it's a large part of it. So if you have sky power, you have dragon, or at least one dragon, you have the gold cloaks, and you have a navy now. What happens if they join up or make a deal, an alliance, with these pirates from the Free State of Braavos? I think Braavos, right? I think it could be a serious problem. And then the king, Viserys, weds with Alicent, who is old enough, presumably from her appearance, that she is old enough to have kids now. So is that his intent? To try to rush out an heir to protect his daughter? And then Rhaenyra is not happy about that because she does want to be queen, as she was discussing with the queen that never was, that she thinks she will achieve that. I think it would be good if she did manage to do it in a way that didn't produce outright war, but it seems like it's going to produce a great conflict. And I don't know how to resolve that without bloodshed. The only saving grace so far is that Daemon doesn't want to harm Rhaenyra, unless he just thought that it was too risky in that moment to kill her. But my guess is, like, in the first episode, there was some chemistry between them, and clearly he likes her to some extent. Now, maybe that won't protect her forever, because he does want to protect his wife as well, the wife that he chose, not the one that was chosen for him. And she doesn't want kids, but, I mean, he views it as having a dragon as his heir, so that's not too important, that's a problem for the future. And then the final piece of the puzzle to me is that the king, the cut that he had from the Iron Throne, which obviously is probably filled with bacteria, didn't heal, and actually his whole pinky went necrotic and had to be eaten away by maggots to eat away the dead flesh. Now that signifies that there is some problem with him internally. I guess it could be, whatever disease could cause you to not be able to heal, maybe cancer or something? Assuming they have cancer in Westeros, I don't even know if that ever was mentioned, but some disease that is preventing him from healing. Or maybe he's even being poisoned. Slowly. That's a way that a lot of people have killed kings in the past. A slow poison. So those are the options there, but one thing is clear, that the king is not well, and I'm guessing he's not going to live for much longer. So as soon as he passes, without producing an heir, or maybe he weds Alicent, she does get pregnant, and then he dies, and then she gives birth, and it's a boy, and then she and Otto, they conspire to promulgate themselves as having the rightful heir, because it's a natural-born son, directly from the king, instead of a queen. I could see that as a potential play that they'd make, if the fortunes favor them in that way. But yeah, there's a lot of potential pieces moving around on the board, and I don't know where it's going to go, but it's very interesting. I do like this so far. Definitely feels like Season 1 of Game of Thrones. Minus one thing, there's no one that's really quite as mischievous as Littlefinger. Otto I'm getting is kind of in that realm, but if Littlefinger is 100 on the mischievous scale and cunning, Otto so far just seems like a 30 or something. So within that frame, but not quite there. I don't know, maybe it'll change, maybe he has a grander plan, or maybe this is just his only move and there's something else that's going to happen entirely. But yeah, I'm enjoying this quite a lot. Look forward to the next episode. Like the video if you enjoyed this reaction, and I'll see you guys next week.